Here we have a lot to talk about in regards to Social Security, SSDI, retirement, survivors, SSI, and all the beneficiaries that receive benefits from Social Security, as the Social Security Administration was recently out updating a whole bunch of numbers impacting virtually all beneficiaries to some degree. So in this live stream, I want to spend some time with you, talk through all of these numbers, talk through who this is going to impact. There's going to be a lot of information in this live stream, and I tell you that right now. There's going to be a ton of information. We're going to focus on all types of beneficiaries here in this video, and I'm going to give you all these different dollar amounts, all of the new rules, and everything else you need to know about this. There's a lot to talk about. Now, this live stream is also going to follow up to a couple videos that I've had out recently, one of which was earlier today. The other one was yesterday, and some other videos I've had out recently, just kind of clarifying everything that's going on here and these new rules and all the new parameters out of Social Security. So again, I wanted to jump on this live stream because I've seen some comments and questions rolling in, and I wanted to come back and just spend some time with you here live. I'll probably jump into the comment section a little bit later and answer your questions. So if you're joining live, feel free to stick those down below as we talk about different details here. But I would suggest this, just maybe listen to the details first, and then if you need clarification, feel free to stick a comment down below. I'll do my best to get into the comments later and answer those specifically for you. Okay. We've got a lot to talk about, okay? So I just want to say this really quickly. It's probably going to sound like just a long ramble fest from me, because it's honestly probably going to be pretty much that. There's a lot of content here. I'm going to break it down into beneficiary type. So first we're going to talk about retirement. Next we'll talk about disability, SSDI specifically. Then we will talk about SSI. And then we will talk about other rule changes around just like everybody in general. Okay, there's a lot of details here. Okay, you ready for this? I am. Okay, here we go, right? A lot of details. And all of these, by the way, are the new rules, the new parameters, the new thresholds for 2026 for all beneficiaries across the board. Okay, jot these numbers down, take note of these. These are going to apply to virtually everybody. Okay, so group number one that I want to talk about is those individuals specifically receiving Social Security retirement benefits who are going into 2026 who have collected their benefit, as in you're receiving your benefit, but you're not at your full retirement age, and you will not be achieving your full retirement age at all in 2026. You follow that? It's a very specific group of people, but it's also a very large group of people. These individuals in 2026 have what's called an earnings test. Now, I just want you to take note of this, because whether you're currently working or having any kind of income, if anything changes in your situation in 2026 and you decide to get some income, whether it's working 9 to 5, working part-time, selling junk online, doing anything to get kind of income, you need to know these numbers here, okay? Because if you don't, you will have a garnishment, a penalty, and we don't want to do that, okay? My dedication here is to help you maximize your benefit and get and keep as much money as you possibly can through Social Security and all the other programs that are out there. I want to get you as much money as we possibly can, so we don't want to get a garnishment. Anyway, so this group of individuals is generally those individuals that are between the ages of, say, like 62 and 66, and that are receiving their Social Security retirement benefits, okay? Anyway, this group of individuals, you have an earnings test in 2026. I mean, you have it every single year, but these are the new numbers for 2026, and that's what I want to share with you. So this comes down to $24,480 of income that you can have as earned income aside from your monthly benefit without any garnishment to your monthly benefit checks, okay? For this one group of beneficiaries, again, generally between the ages of about 62 and 66, receiving your benefit, not achieving your full retirement age in 2026, okay? So $24,480 is how much you can have as earned income and still receive your full benefit. By the way, that averages out to $2,040 a month of gross earned income that you can have that is consistent with the earnings test, okay? However, if you earn over the limit, here's what you need to know about it. Your benefits will be garnished by $1 for every $2 that you earn over the limit. Example being this. This is the example that I like to give. You earn $1,000 over the limit. Hooray, congratulations for you. But your benefit is going to be garnished by $500, okay? $1 for every $2 that you earn over the limit. You'll see a garnishment of $500 to your monthly benefit. That's kind of counterproductive, right? Yeah, exactly. So anyway, is that money gone forever? No, it's actually not gone forever, but rather you will get that back once you achieve your full retirement age. They will recalculate your benefit and they will pay it back to you slowly over time. Well, I'm guessing if you're working trying to earn some money, you need that money now, not at some point in the next, couple years here, whatever, whenever you hit your full retirement age. I'm guessing you need that money now to pay for your lifestyle and your necessities and things like that. So we certainly do not want to see a garnishment to benefits. Now, I'm going to go off script here for a second. By the way, I don't have a script. This is all just coming right out of my head, but I'm just, it's a little line I wanted to say, which is this. I think the earnings test is the absolute stupidest rule within Social Security. Why would they punish people that are on Social Security and want to have some income? I don't know. I find this to be the most ridiculous rule that is out there. I don't know why we are punishing people on Social Security if they want to have an income. I feel like it should be a reward program, not a punishment program, but unfortunately, that's how this is set up. My little 2 cents. I don't know why I said that. Nobody really gives a rip. But I wanted to throw it out there anyway, just because I feel like, hey, if anybody within Social Security is watching this, I think the earnings test is absolutely ridiculous and it should not be there. Let some seniors earn as much as they possibly want. Leave them alone, right? Leave the seniors alone. Jeez, you know what I mean? All right, anyway, that's group number 1. Now, let's talk about group number 2 that I want to focus on. These are the individuals going into 2026 and will be achieving their full retirement age in 2026 at some point, okay? You could hit your full retirement age any point in 2026. It's going to be different for each individual person, but it's going to be for those people generally born in pretty much like 1959 or so, okay? So anyway, it's those individuals 66 and 10 months. Those are the people that will be achieving full retirement age in 2026, generally, okay? So anyway, if you're going into 2026 and going to be hitting your full retirement age in 2026, first off, congratulations, that's awesome. But you also have an earnings test, and I want you to be aware of it. It's significantly higher than the first group I talked about, but here's what it is. $65,160 is income that you can have in the months leading up to the month in which you hit your full retirement age. For example, this is the example that I like to give. Let's just say that you're going to be achieving your full retirement age, again, 66 and 10 months of age, okay? Let's just say that you're going to be hitting that, for example purposes, in October of 2026. Okay, awesome. Basically what that means is that in the months from January through September, you can earn up to $65,160 of gross earned income without any garnishment to your benefit. But let's just say that you're hustling, you're grinding, and you're earning as much as you possibly can. Again, congratulations. That's amazing. Stacking some cash for retirement. That's awesome, right? I'm always a huge proponent of getting as much money as you possibly can because why not? There's an infinite supply of money. Get as much as you can, right? Anyway, so you can earn that $65,160 in the months leading up to the month in which you turn your full retirement age, okay? However, if you earn over the threshold, recognize that there is a garnishment to your benefit as well, okay? It's not nearly as stiff of a garnishment as the first group we talked about, but nonetheless, it is still a garnishment, and we want to avoid garnishments at all costs if we possibly can. The garnishment in this case is $1 for every $3 that you earn over the limit. The example that I like to give is this. Let's just say that you earn $900 over the limit. Again, congratulations, amazing, right? But you're going to see a garnishment to your monthly benefit of $300 in this case. You earn $900 over the limit, you're going to see a garnishment of $300. Is the money gone forever? No. Actually, it's only gone temporarily. Once you achieve your full retirement age, they will recalculate your monthly benefit, and then they will pay that back to you slowly over time, okay? That's group number 2. Now, group number 3, still within the retirement realm of beneficiaries. By the way, retirement beneficiaries is by far the biggest group of beneficiaries. This is by far the biggest group of beneficiaries. I mean, like, what is it, like 60 million or something? 60 plus million people. It's the largest group by far. But anyway, okay, so this is the group. The next group is those individuals that are going into the year 2026 already at your full retirement age. So if you've already achieved your full retirement age, again, congratulations, but you have no earnings test in 2026 or ever, okay? Once you've achieved your full retirement age, you no longer have an earnings test. You can earn as little or as much as you want with no garnishment, no penalty whatsoever. Do whatever you want. No rules anymore, right? Finally, took forever to get to the point where there's no more rules, but finally the best. You can have any income that you want. Does not matter. You could have $0. You could have $50,000. You could have $100,000. You could have $5 million of income in a year, and you would have no garnishment to your benefit, which would be absolutely incredible. You'd pay a boatload of taxes, I'll tell you that much, but there's not going to be any garnishment to your benefit. So that's that group right there, okay? All right, so that's retirement benefits. Hang tight. There's going to be more coming on retirement here in a little while, but let's transition into SSDI now. SSDI, I want to make this very clear. SSDI beneficiaries, not to be mistaken with SSI, Supplemental Security Income. Very similar programs, but also very, very, very different at the same time, okay? Anyway, Social Security disability insurance benefits. This is what we're talking about now. Okay, now talking about these beneficiaries, it's broken down into two separate groups, blind and non-blind. You got to know which category you're in. I know this sounds super basic. I had a video about this yesterday, and I know this sounds super, super basic. Like, yeah, obviously I'm in either the blind or the non-blind category, right? Many of you know this about me. I'm in the blind category. Yeah, hooray, I'm in the blind category. Anyway, that's my situation. Okay. But here's the deal. You got to know which category you're in because the limits here are very, very, very different. And if you earn over the limit or if you're, breaking the rules here, and again, your benefits become at risk at that point. And again, we don't want to sacrifice or garnish your benefit in any way, shape, or form, or even worse, get an overpayment letter or even get totally kicked off of disability benefits, which is actually a thing as well. Okay, so now that we're going to talk about the two categories, let's start with non-blind, okay? SSDI, non-blind. You know who you are. Basically, just think of it this way. Why are you receiving your disability benefit? Is it because of blindness, low vision, visual impairment, or is it something other than that, another disability? You're in the non-blind category if it's something other than your vision. Obviously, you know that, but I just want to point that out super fast. Okay, here's the new earnings threshold, or what they call as SGA, substantial gainful activity is what that stands for, okay? SGA, substantial gainful activity, that's the technical term that Social Security uses to determine this, okay? So right now, as I host this live stream right now, we're, bumping up against the end of 2025, but this is all in effect as of 2026. The earnings limit for non-blind SSDI beneficiaries in 2026 is $1,690 of gross earned income that you can have aside from your monthly benefit, up to that threshold, okay? You can earn anything under that, up to the threshold of $1,690 of gross earned income as a non-blind SSDI beneficiary to still be within the realm of the rules that you're allowed to earn, okay? However, what happens if you earn over the limit? Let's just say that you come in and you earn $1,700 in a month. That's awesome, but now you have engaged in what they call SGA, okay? You've engaged in SGA. Not good. It might sound like, oh, that sounds pretty cool, right? Do I get like a trophy or an award? No, not at all. You actually don't. You actually probably get an angry letter from Social Security and say, you've engaged in SGA. And in other words, basically what that means is that they're going to start questioning your need for your disability benefit because they're thinking this, you're receiving a disability benefit because, well, you have a disability that doesn't allow you to work and earn at the capacity that you once did. Therefore, if you're earning over the limitation that they put in place, SGA, substantial gainful activity, they're going to start questioning your need for your disability benefit. And that's when your benefit starts to become at risk, okay? And again, I'm trying to tell you this to warn you, warning sign, okay? Red alarm bells going off here. Please be careful about this, okay? You can have some income as an SSDI beneficiary. Most people don't recognize that. You can. You just got to know the rules, and that's what I'm sharing with you here. So you're still within the realm of the rules, and you're not having your benefits garnished or eliminated, things like that, okay? Now, obviously, this is outside of the trial work period, things like that. That's not what we're talking about here. That's something totally different. I'm just talking about in general. Okay, and I'll also have some general just best practices here in just a minute that I'm going to point out for you as well. Okay, that's non-blind. Now, next category is blind. Blind SSDI beneficiaries. Hey, shout out to you. I'm right there with you, okay? So if you're in the blind SSDI beneficiary category, I'm right there with you. Shout out to you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all of you. Again, regardless of what category you're in, I just appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you so much for watching these videos. And again, it's a nutso time right now with all the things that are changing. All right, so anyway, blind SSDI beneficiaries, you also have an SGA limitation for 2026. You have it every single year, but for 2026, it's actually going up a bit. Your limitation is actually significantly higher. It's $2,830 of gross earned income on a monthly basis that you can have aside from your disability benefit without any problems. However, if you earn over $2,830 of gross earned income in 2026 on a monthly basis as a blind SSDI beneficiary, you are now engaging in what they call SGA. Yes, substantial gainful activity, and this is where they're going to start questioning your need for your disability benefit, because if you're blind receiving SSDI in this example that I'm talking about here, and you are restrictive at your ability to work and earn at the capacity that you once did, if you earn over the threshold that they put in place, they're going to say, hey, do you really need disability benefits anymore? And that's when problems start to happen, okay? I'm just trying to warn you here and just to let you know these are the limitations, okay? So again, non-blind, $1,690, blind, $2,830. Those are the SGA limitations for 2026. And remember, I always like to emphasize this, gross earned income. Same goes with the retirement benefits that I talked about earlier. Those earnings test limitations, it's always based on gross earned income. What do I mean by that? Gross earned income is the big amount that you earn prior to federal taxes, state taxes, FICA taxes, and all the other taxes that come out of your paycheck, right? So, for example, let's just say that you earn $20 an hour and you work 10 hours, okay? $200, but yet you get paid $120 that you get to take home. What happened to the $80? It was paid in taxes, right? Federal taxes, state taxes, FICA taxes, things like that. So remember, it's gross income. Gross income. In this example that I'm giving here, the 200, your income, total income before deductions, okay? Just want to point that out for you really quickly. That's a big one there. Very important to understand. Now, really fast here, let me give you some best practices that I want to point out. If you are receiving disability benefits, SSDI benefits, okay, in 2026, thing that I want to point out for you is this. If you plan on working, if you plan on picking up hours, if you plan on selling things online, if you plan on starting a small business, whatever, if you plan on having any income of any kind for any sort, in any way, shape, or form, it does not matter where the money comes from. If you plan on having any income, the best practices that I like to say, call Social Security, connect with an agent, tell them your intentions. Hey, my name is Joe Blow. I'm going to start working 20 hours a week. I'm going to earn $25 an hour at this one place. Is that cool with you? And they'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Totally fine. No problem whatsoever. And what they will do is they're also going to help you calculate exactly how many hours you can work per month at your, designated hourly rate or your salary, whatever it happens to be, to make sure that you're still within the limitations and not exceeding the SGA limitation and putting your benefits at risk, okay? I've done this multiple times. I say this all the time in my videos. I've done this multiple times. As an SSDI beneficiary, I called Social Security and said, hey, yo, your benefit sucks. It's not enough. So what do I want to do? I want to earn some money. And they're like, okay, where are you going to be working? How much are you going to earn? What's your hourly pay? What are you going to do? And I'm like, I'm doing this, that, or the other thing, right? And again, I've done this a few different times. And they say, okay, you can work exactly this many hours or things like this to still be within the limitations, okay? So they've helped me through that, and they ask you a variety of questions, and they say, like, where are you going to be working? How much are you going to be earning? How many hours do you plan on working? And the other thing I want to point out super fast as well is this. If you're already working, or if you start working and you change your positions, or you get a pay raise, you get, you change your job or something like that, call them, okay? Just call them, call Social Security, tell them all the details, and they'll help you through all of it to make sure that you're not at risk of getting a garnishment to your benefit. I'm trying to help you avoid any garnishments to your benefit, okay? All right, that's SSDI. Now, let's talk about SSI. There's a couple obvious things here about SSI that I want to point out. Believe it or not, I still get questions about this, but I just want to point this out. And again, yes, some of this that I'm going to talk about here is very, very obvious. You probably already know this, but I'm going to point it out. I'm just going to rattle off a bunch of different things here around SSI, just because I get the questions and it's on my list, and I talk about SSI here on the channel, so I want to keep you included as well. Okay, SSI, yes, you're also getting a raise to your monthly benefit. Yes, I get that question, believe it or not, quite a bit lately. Okay, yes, SSI, you will be getting a raise to your benefit for 2026, okay? The maximum benefit, obviously right now as I host this live stream, is $967 for an individual. It's going up to $994 as a maximum for an individual in 2026. That's an increase of, I should have done the math. What is it, $27? Yeah, $27. Had to calculate that again. $27 is the raise. The maximum benefit for an SSI beneficiary. Remember, not everybody gets the maximum as an SSI beneficiary. In fact, most people don't get the maximum for an SSI, but the new maximum, $994. I just feel like, come on, you couldn't give us an extra $6 just to get us at least $1,000 just to make people feel a little better? I mean, seriously, come on. They couldn't even do $1,000, right? We'll have to wait until 2027 for the 1,000. Okay, anyway, $994 is the new maximum for an individual on SSI. Now, the new maximum for a married couple as well receiving SSI is $1,491, an increase of $41 per month. The new maximum, $1,491 for a married couple receiving SSI in 2026. Again, an increase of $41 per month based on the 2.8% COLA. Now, some other things that I get questions about all the time as well. The marriage penalty. I get this question often. I mean, not every day, but I see it often enough, multiple times a week. What about the marriage penalty? Did they do it? Unfortunately, they've done nothing with the marriage penalty ever. The marriage penalty has been there for decades. They've done nothing with it. I'm going to be 100% fair with you. I have not seen anything about the marriage penalty circling around lawmakers in probably, I don't know, a year and a half? Maybe it's a year. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a long time. It has not been any time recently, okay? As far as the marriage penalty goes, nothing going on with that. Still in place. They have not removed it. It is still there. So if you're on SSI, unfortunately, the marriage penalty reduces your benefit, honestly, pretty substantially. Think of it this way. The marriage penalty pretty much does this. It's like a buy one, get one 50% off with SSI. That's like the best analogy that I can give with this. It's essentially how SSI is set up. The first beneficiary essentially gets like 100%, and the second person gets like 50%. It's kind of how it works, okay? So if the marriage penalty was removed, you would see, as a married couple, a pretty substantial increase to your monthly benefit of like $445 or so. A little bit, $447 is how much the maximum would actually go up. So that's pretty significant right there. Just if they remove the marriage penalty, that'd be $447 a month would be about, what's the math on that? $5,000 plus dollars more a year as a married couple. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm trying to run the math quickly as I talk here. It's like $5,000 plus dollars more a year as a married couple. That's significant. That's a lot of money, okay? Anyway, so that's that. That is, what number am I on here? So I did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7. 7 points here that I wanted to talk about. Now let's talk about some general things as well. The 2.8% COLA, that's what it is officially. And again, I know this is, from a few weeks ago when Social Security originally announced that back on October 24th, okay? The 2.8% COLA. I get questions about that still. Hey, how much is the COLA? It's like, where have you been the last month? You know what I mean? But yes, the COLA is 2.8%. We're all getting it like almost 100 million people. I mean, seriously, it's a crazy number of people that get this. All people on Social Security get it, plus VA, plus RRB. I mean, it's like, we're pushing like nearly 100 million people that will be eligible to get the 2.8% COLA. Yes, you will be getting that as of January as well. It's not coming yet. They announced it in October. It was actually supposed to be announced way back on, what was the date? October 15th. It was supposed to be announced, but it was delayed because of the government shutdown. So it was announced on October 24th. Is when it was actually announced, because they announced it then, but it doesn't go into effect until January. And again, I know you know this, most of you, but I get this question and I wanted to talk about it just super fast. The 2.8% COLA goes out to everybody, and January is when you'll see that hit, okay? Now, I also had a video last night. Let me jump back into this as well. Most people on that video, down in the comment section, there weren't a ton of comments on it, but it seemed like most people understood what I was talking about. And I did receive a handful of comments that said, when are we going to get it? Am I qualified for this? Let me clarify. I was talking about the maximum taxable earnings. What this is, it's a cap basically for super high income people. It's increased by, I think it was $8,400 for 2026, up to $184,500. Could you imagine that? $184,500. Just call yourself a lawmaker, because that's about how much they earn a year. Can you imagine that? Being on vacation for like 7 months a year and earning nearly 200 grand? Not a bad life, right? Anyway, obviously we're not lawmakers, but honestly, probably a pretty good life to do that, right? I don't know if it actually would be. It'd honestly be probably pretty annoying. But anyway, so this is the maximum taxable earnings. Okay, $184,500 for 2026. Who does this apply to? Is it money that you get? No, it is not money that you get. This is the cap on taxation for high income people, and it continues to increase. So it's more money that'll be paid in through Social Security payroll taxes, basically on the highest income people that are out there. What do I mean by this? All income is taxable by Social Security up to $184,500. Any income above that threshold is no longer taxable by Social Security. They continue to increase that every single year. So basically what that means is that super high income people earning up to that threshold are going to pay more Social Security payroll taxes. What that means is more money going into the trust fund, with helping out with the insolvency issue a little tiny bit. The only problem with this is that like 5% of our population earns an income of that amount. It's a very small percentage of our population. So it's not going to help a whole lot, but nonetheless, it will help a little bit, and it'll get a little bit more money out of high income people to pay in through Social Security payroll taxes. And that's what that's all about. So it's not money that you get. It's the cap in which that they put in place to tax high income people more and to collect more money out of them through the 12.4% payroll tax on Social Security. 6.2% paid by the employee, 6.2% paid by the employer, a total of 12.4% collected on every dollar of earnings up to $184,500 in 2026. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's not money that you get. I had a few people asking in that video last night, hey, am I eligible to get this? It's not money that goes out. It's money paid in, and if that makes sense, okay? Oh, okay, now let's talk about another one. I've already exceeded 8, by the way. In the title of this video, I said 8 plus major Social Security, SSDI, SSI changes arriving soon. So I've already covered 8. Let's keep rolling here. As long as I'm on this ramble fest, let's talk about a couple more here. The next one I want to talk about is a quarter of coverage. A quarter of coverage. So if you have not received, or I shouldn't say received, if you have not earned your 40 credits for let me say that again. Let me start over. If you have not earned all of your 40 credits that you need in order to be eligible for your retirement benefit, then this is what you need to know, okay? I don't know if this pertains to a ton of people here in this community, just being fair, but if you're still out there working, earning credits to be eligible for Social Security retirement benefits at some point in the future, once you hit at least the age of 62 or over, then this is something you want to know. A quarter of coverage is now $1,830 of income in 2026. What do I mean by that? On a quarterly basis, you need to have earned income of $1,830 to get 1 credit, okay? You can get up to 4 credits per year. You need 40 credits to get Social Security retirement. You need to have a minimum of 40 credits. What that means is that you would need to work a minimum of 10 years, maxing out your 4 credits per year to be eligible for Social Security retirement. Does that make sense? Okay. And that's the income threshold. So I've seen a few headlines out there that say something like, it's getting harder to earn Social Security or to be eligible for Social Security. Technically, yes, it is a little bit. This is the quarter of coverage. They increased this threshold a little bit per year. It's honestly not much. It went up a little bit, a couple dollars for 2026. But yes, technically, it is making it a little bit more difficult to be eligible for Social Security retirement because you got to earn a little bit more money on a quarterly basis to be eligible to get that one credit. And again, building up to that 40 credits that you need in order to be eligible for Social Security retirement benefits once you achieve the age of at least 62. Okay? Anyway, let's wrap up my ramble fest there. What do you think? There's actually more. Don't tempt me. I'll keep going. Okay, anyway, this is the what is that? That's about 10. That's about 10 of the changes that have been announced by Social Security. Let's leave it at that for now. And I'll jump into the chat here. If you're here live and you want some specific questions answered, feel free to stick those down below. I'll spend a little bit of time in the chat. Honestly, I'm not going to spend a ton of time down there just because it gets really carried away. And I don't want this video to be super long, but let me jump into the chat. I'll spend a little bit of time, answer some of your questions, and let me know what you got for me, okay? By the way, please make sure to subscribe if you've not done so, 100% free. And hey, let me throw something out super fast. In some of the videos, I've held up this document right here. This is a list. This is actually an old one, by the way. This is from a couple weeks ago. This is a list that I've been holding up in the last, I don't know, couple weeks here. Well, realistically, it's been like the last month, but this is just the older list here. But anyway, this is a list of people that have been saving all kinds of money. You can see the people there, the names and the money that they've been saving on a monthly basis, an annualized basis by calling chapter. A lot of people have been calling, getting help with their Medicare for 2026. They're planning. By the way, there's 2 pages, one page here, another page here. These are all the people. This list of people, this short list of people, this list right here, this page, and this page right here. These 2 pages of people have collectively saved $100,000+ just by calling chapter. $100,000. That's nuts. $100,000 in the pockets of those of you in this community just because you made a simple call. These people right here on this list. That's incredible. 2 pages. That's it. It's about 50 grand of savings per page. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool, right? Anyway, long story short here, I've had a number of comments reaching out saying, I called chapter, wait time is 3 hours long. You're right. Ah, dang. I got an eyelash in my eye. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, I don't like when that happens. An eyelash went like right in my eye. Anyway, I think I'm good now. That's so awkward. I was gonna try to hang it out and be like, oh, I'm just gonna struggle through this, but no, that hurt. Okay, anyway, my point is this. Some people have been reaching out saying, I called chapter, it's a 3-hour wait. You're right. Monday through Friday, they get slammed with calls. Within like 2 hours of them opening, they're already out to a 3-hour wait. Let me give you a quick little pro tip. Call on Saturday and Sunday. As I host this live stream right now, it's Friday, like late in the day on Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, if you've not connected with chapter yet, call them tomorrow or Sunday. To be honest with you, Sunday is by far the best day to call. There's no wait time on Sundays. You can call and connect with somebody like practically immediately. There might be like a 5 or 10 or 15 minute wait, but pretty much you can call and be connected with somebody pretty much immediately on Sundays. Saturdays, it's a little better. But yeah, Saturdays and Sundays for sure. If you've not connected with chapter yet, make sure to call them to get your help with your Medicare planning for 2026. As I've said before, it's 100% free. As I've said before in other videos, by the way, usually there's a picture right here. Obviously, it's not there right now on videos. Live streams, it's usually right there. Obviously, it's not there right now because I'm doing this live stream a little bit differently right now. But my point is, down below at the top of the chat box, there should be a phone number there. Write that phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, call them tomorrow, Saturday, or call them on Sunday. They take calls from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. East Coast time on Saturdays and Sundays, 12 hours on both Saturday and Sunday. And you can get through to them, talk to them, get all of your 2026 planning done, and get that peace of mind and reassurance knowing that you're properly covered for 2026 with the best plan for you and your personal needs and everything that you need coverages for the upcoming year. And also, maybe like all these people, and save a boatload of money, hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a year by making a quick free phone call, which is absolutely incredible. By the way, after you talk to them, drop a comment down below on any video, use the word chapter, let me know how much you save, and I'll add your name to this list here, which, by the way, I need to update this list. It's about 2 weeks old. I need to update this one and put some more names on there from people that have been reaching out, saving a bunch of money. Anyway, enough on that. I just want to give you that quick little pro tip because I see the comments saying there's a 3-hour wait. Yeah, during the week they get slammed with calls and they're backed up all day. But on weekends, that is your time to shine. Call them on weekends and they will answer your call very quickly and you get all that done. Let them do all the work for you. All that you need to do is 3-step process. I've mentioned it many times in my videos. Grab your Medicare card, grab your phone, and then call them. That's it. They'll do all the work for you. You don't have to sit there and be frustrated and confused. They will do all of it and bring your list of questions. They'll answer them for you. All right, anyway. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go into the chat just a few minutes here. I'm not going to spend a ton of time, but just a little while. We'll buzz through quickly and see if there's any, burning questions, things like that. By the way, I think my battery on my phone was pretty low when I started this. The phone that I'm hosting this live stream on, I do all this on an iPhone, by the way. So some people have like these fancy cameras. I have iPhones because that's what's accessible for me, and I just have to use that. So anyway, the phone that I'm using this is the camera had a low battery when I started this, so hopefully it's still on right now. Okay. Anyway, sorry about this. This is always slow. I apologize. Okay, getting into the chat soon here. James Lara, you're funny. James Lara, you're very funny. Nice to see you, James. Thanks for being here. Davin, hey Davin, so nice to see you. Hey, I apologize. I saw your email from the other day. I haven't had a chance to respond yet. I apologize. I saw it. Yes, all is good. Thank you so much, Davin. Very nice to see you. Thanks for reaching out. I apologize for the delay on the response to your email. Thank you. Shannon, awesome. Shannon contacted Chapter, and they gave you the peace of mind and reassurance knowing that you're properly covered already on the best plan. That's amazing. And again, that's another really cool part about it too, as well, as if you call Chapter, and like in Shannon's situation, they'll just say, hey, Shannon, you're already on the best plan. Congratulations, that's amazing. And now she knows going into the new year, like, hey, I'm good, I'm properly covered, and I already have the best plan for me. That's really nice to know that and have that peace of mind. Definitely not the case for everybody. It is for some people, and that's really awesome. Thanks for giving that feedback. That's great. Catherine, I see you there as well, Catherine. By the way that my phone is reading the names to me is different than it used to be. So unfortunately, this can be a little bit slower for me now. But anyway, Catherine, I see you there. Thanks for joining us. Nice to have you. Oh my. I'm seeing a bunch of comments about like turkey and bacon and like all kinds of food orders and stuff like that. I don't know. It sounds pretty funny. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but it sounds pretty cool, right? Again, the way that my phone is reading these names to me, it's totally different. I apologize. My phone is not reading the names properly to me. So I really apologize. But anyway, I wish I could give shout outs here a little bit easier. It's just going to take way too long. But anyway, I apologize. This person is mentioning you worked for 40 years and you didn't qualify. You're 65. Are you talking about Social Security? You're not eligible for Social Security at 65 and you worked for 40 years? Something about that doesn't seem right. You should absolutely 100% be qualified for that, unless a couple different things could be here is that if you worked for cash, I mean, I don't think that's the case for anybody realistically for 40 years, but I mean, if you worked for cash or like it was something under the table or it wasn't like fully reported, I'm not saying that's your case. I'm just saying like something seems weird about that. If you actually worked for 40 years and you're 65, you should absolutely 100% be eligible for Social Security if that's your situation. So, I'm not sure what your exact situation is, but yeah, you should 100% be eligible. All you need is 10 years of basically earning a little bit of money per quarter, and to get those 4 credits per year, a total of 40 credits, yeah, to get Social Security. I'm getting some comments that I'm not quite sure. Like somebody has jumped on and said, just joined the video. Do you have a date yet? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, like a date yet? No. No. Crystal Jackson, I see you there as well. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Shannon, thanks for the nice message. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you very much. Catherine, thank you so much for the nice message. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm not really seeing any specific questions. I'm seeing just a lot of talk between everybody, which is awesome. That's really cool. Thanks for all that. But let's leave it at that for now. Again, if you're just jumping on right here, right now, I'd say watch the first, like, however many minutes of this live stream. It was probably like 20 minutes or something. I have no idea how long we've been here. It was quite a while, but honestly, it was just a ramble fest of talking about all of these different major changes announced by Social Security and that will be going into effect as of 2026. I wanted to jump on here and spend some time with you live just to talk through those because I've had some questions about it. And these are some of them. By the way, this is not even everything. There's a whole bunch more that I didn't even talk about here in this live stream, okay? Anyway, let's wrap it up here very soon. Again, if you have not called chapter yet, make sure to call them to make sure that you're properly covered for 2026. Quick side note, by the way, Medicare Annual Enrollment ends in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, that's it. 2 weeks and it's over. We're all going to be locked in. We're going to be trapped. That's it. We're going to be trapped in a little Medicare cage for the next year. Okay, I'm not trying to scare you. All I'm saying is that we have 2 weeks to go and then it's over, as in we're locked in. So I hope you like your plan. If you've not called chapter to make sure that you're properly covered for 2026, make sure to do that. And as I mentioned a little while ago, Saturday and Sunday is the best time to call them because during the week they're slammed with calls and they're backed up a ton. Okay, give them a call Saturday and Sunday. As I host this live stream, it's Friday. Call them tomorrow, call them Sunday. Wait times are extremely low on Saturdays and Sundays, especially on Sundays. They take calls from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, East Coast time. Just, if you're on Medicare, just make sure to get that coverage and just make sure that you're properly covered because here's the deal. I said this before, thousands and thousands of plans are changing. Hundreds and hundreds of plans are being discontinued. Millions and millions of people are going to be basically automatically put onto a different plan. Without you even knowing, you're going to be automatically put onto a different plan. Does that mean it's going to be the best plan for you? Probably not. A lot of people are going to learn this lesson the hard way, and I'm trying to help you avoid that in any way, shape, or form. All right, anyway. Again, here's the list of all the people that have saved collectively about $100,000. $100,000. That's a lot of money savings just from this short list right here and right here. This is an older list from about 2 weeks ago. These people on these 2 pages have saved about $100,000 after calling chapter. Hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars per year. Obviously, it's different for everybody. Absolutely incredible. By the way, after you talk to them this weekend or whenever you get through, drop a comment down below, use the word chapter, let me know how it goes, and again, I'll give you a shout out, and I'll add your name to the list here in a future video, feature that. All right, anyway, please have a nice afternoon. Let me know what else you have questions about here. I can jump back on another live stream. I can break all these down in separate videos, whatever you got. Thank you so much for watching this. Please have a nice afternoon. And thanks again for watching. It's a lot of details here in this live stream. Watch the first like 20 minutes or so, and you'll get all the details there. All right, anyway. I'm going to unplug the microphone. When I do, my phone starts talking. If you're here now, you may want to click off now. Just giving you a little warning. I always like to throw that out there. All right, anyway, here we go.
Low battery.
Oh, low battery.
Tap out. Tap out. 20% battery remaining. Low power mode. Close. Button. Close. Button.
20% battery.
Thank you, Macro. Switch camera. Button. Finish. Button. Finish. Button.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Heading. Cancel.
Yeah.
Button. End. Button. End. Button.
All right. Thanks again, everyone. Thanks for the nice messages, by the way. I just saw a couple right there. But yeah, thank you so much for the nice messages. Very kind of you. All right. I will see you again a little bit later. All right. We'll see you.